Welcome to another update from the 4th 13th Australia Oceania Channel for Tuesday the 23rd of January from the 4th 13th Australia Oceania Channel. This is a satellite view of the activity up there in the Gulf of Carpentaria and over the eastern side of the Northern Territory. Invest a 90p is located 15.7 degrees south, 134.0 degrees east, and central pressure is below the 1000 millibar level. We will continue to bring updated information. The amount of information is starting to surface. Here's the latest Bureau Meteorology's total forecast of rain. And the picture is changing. We have the WA, Northern Territory, southeastern Gulf of Carpentaria, Queensland out into the Coral Sea. And at this point in time, we could see multiple systems on the radar. Bureau Meteorology, in addition to 90p, is now monitoring two low pressure systems to the west of the Christmas Island and one closer to the northwest WA coast. Here's some modelling that tracks on the Invest. The information that will come in the next round of tropical cyclone 3-day outlooks by the Bureau could contain some interesting information. Here's the NOAA floaters on 90p. And it's no doubt that we have a very active monsoon trough. And as mentioned a few days ago, are we going to see a Australia Day tropical cyclone? The percentages are increasing for another impact on the northwest WA coast. There we have 90p inland to the west from Maria Island, which is the southwest or one of the islands in the southwest Gulf of Carpentaria, and from my location here in Brisbane, the entire area south of east of Port Douglas across to New Caledonia, then drawing a line from New Caledonia across to Brisbane for a possible tropical system. Sea surface temperature remains very healthy, 32 and 34 Celsius. This is the latest tropical cyclone formation probability guide, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 areas. Here's a look at instability from 7 a.m. today through to the same period tomorrow. It looks like New South Wales is heading for possible severe thunderstorm activity this afternoon. Notice precipitation, the values bottom of the screen. Each of these images will represent a 3-hourly block. Areas of interest are clearly visible in this GFS wind model available on the Windy website. This is across the next 3 days, and it's low pressure. Areas of interest: the Gulf of Carpentaria, northern region of WA, and offshore from Port Douglas towards Vanuatu or within the area New Caledonia to at least Fraser Island. And is this 90p going to recurve and come back into the Gulf and across the Cape York? Now here's the GFS precipitable water. This is the latest run. You can actually see the low pressure systems. This one is actually showing up 3. It curves in on the western side of New Caledonia and tracks down towards northern New South Wales, halts or stalls and then recurves. Here's a look at minibars, or the mean sea or mean surface low pressure, and wind in knots. And looking at this particular model, I know that the Bureau is monitoring a 1001 millibar low closer to the northwest WA coast. Now we have a look at various models, starting off with the NCEP GFS. This is for the Coral Sea. Now we look at the Canadian. The Canadian wants to develop it into a tropical cyclone. The GFS NCEP on 90p really doesn't want to have anything to do with it. And here's another Canadian model. This is a different system. And the GFS has picked up on the 1001 millibar low over there to the northwest of WA. Here's another GFS track on a possible low. The Canadian, right closer up there in the Solomon Seas. Severe weather warning remains in place for heavy rainfall and normally high tides. It looks like the Bureau up there in the Northern Territory has cancelled the heavy damaging winds, and the area hasn't changed under the advisory, and here's their warning chart. Now, what are the upper, or let's say, what's the environment going to show? But before we get on to the wind shear info, here's the latest chart from the Fiji Met Office. They actually have a 1006 millibar low. And we start off with the 24-hour shear tendency for the Australian region, 850 millibar vorticity. Areas of interest: southwest corner of the Gulf, the Carpentaria, and offshore from Cairns, Innisfail. Now, upper level divergence, not that healthy over the Gulf of Carpentaria. And we switch across to WA and look at that area in blue. That is the 24-hour shear tendency. Wind shear. Upper level divergence is very strong, around 50 knots to the south of Papua New Guinea. And WA, apology if these not synchronized, the 850 millibar vorticity, and there's a low to the rest of the screen. You've got the 1001.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, which has had a revamp and is still under reconstruction, but take a look. Also YouTube, of course, if you haven't subscribed, that might be a good idea. Visit Force 13. We're also on Facebook under the same name, of course, and you can like us on there, and you can also follow us on Twitter. Search Force 13, all in text for those. You can also add Force 13 on Skype or my personal account on Discord, Fool13, at extension 9094.